Wow, it has been ages since I posted on YouTube. I have so much to share, but I thought I'd post this one just to get the ball rolling. I had a really busy April, and this was kind of the shoot to kick it all off. It was another one-man band type scenario, but as you can see, I had Brianna come along and shoot some BTS for me, so very grateful for that, and now we get to replay it all here. So this was the final video of a series of testimonials for an existing client of mine. They're financial planners in Bristol, and they've been really nice to work for. It's been quite a while now since I almost started freelancing again after university. They were one of my first clients, so very grateful to those guys as well. And these videos have been so helpful for me in helping me learn. As you can see, we've been invited into someone's home for this one. This guy's a client of theirs. He's been working with them for over 10 years. And being able to go into these different scenarios, going into a room for the first time, they're all very different stylistically. So you have to kind of think, how am I going to shoot and light this? You can see my first instinct was to push both of their sofas into the corner there so we could shoot into the corner of the room and get some more depth behind them. In terms of my approach to lighting, I wanted to lean away from the more flashy type projects I've been shooting recently, and by that I mean very poppy highlights, quite bright and intense. I wanted something high key but not dramatic, something quite naturalistic. So I was really trying to use the natural light coming into the room. I've started to accept that I'm not always going to be able to overpower everything, and it's actually okay for sometimes highlights to bloom in the back if it's very bright and sunny, but the lighting hitting my subject, I want to be really soft, naturalistic and well exposed. So Brianna and I went on to shoot 3 more days in this week, so this was a really nice warm up for me. You can see in the time lapses I am kind of just experimenting with things, moving things about. It's really nice to be put in these situations and to kind of build a style and a bit of a formula for how I like to shoot these talking head segments, particularly with camera angles. So what I've been trying to do is on the A cam shoot a little bit wider and get more of the room in, and you'll see that in a minute. It's a nice wide shot, we can see everything behind them, and then in the close-up it's more of a profile shot, it's off to one side and we can punch in for those emotional moments, and obviously for the edit it really helps having 2 cameras. From this point onwards it was like, how close can I get the light? You can see it is quite a wide shot, but I could get the light right up to the face there, and it was quite sunny in the back. So as I said, I don't mind if the sun is slightly overpowering behind because it is sunny. You'd expect a sunny window to be bright. That is pretty natural, but I was able to pull these curtains in because a big theme of this video was family and retirement. I really liked the little table they had with photos there. We obviously asked permission to include those, but it was nice, a nice little feature. You can see we've added some plants to the background there as well, and this is me kind of talking our contributor through the interview and going through release forms and so on, and getting him mic'd up. Of course, running the DJI Mic 2s with a lav mic as usual. It is such a seamless process. I had wireless transmission. I mean, I was the only one on set, so I don't know quite why I needed that, but always handy to have it off to one side so I'm not constantly looking off at the camera and I can be more engaged with the contributor. And then just dialing in lights, and I'm going to share the setup now so you can see what we ended up with. Really like this secondary angle you can see kind of propped between the curtains, and this is me toggling on our different lights. So we have some harsh light hitting the body, which I thought looked quite nice but definitely could have been brighter. Then bring in our key light, and then I had a fill light as well off to one side just to kill some of those shadows. And yeah, that was our setup. This is the B-roll. I wanted to share this. Some quite easy stuff with natural lighting. Didn't use any lighting for this. Just had our 2 contributors looking at a map because they're talking about travel and exploring the world. This is our final setup. I'm really happy with it. As I said, I don't mind the bright window. I think the light hitting his face is at the perfect angle. And this B-cam, I really like the wrap. You can kind of see the wrap hitting his face from the side there. And you can see for this one, experimenting with the lighting. We definitely lost a lot of the ambient light here, which isn't ideal, but those were all the fixtures that I was working with. So there was only so much I could do. It's quite nice to lean into that natural light in the room, but obviously that's the trouble is if then, for example, it becomes very cloudy like it did with this shoot, then you can see in the wide, I think the room is a lot darker than I would like it, but the lighting on our contributor stayed consistent. So it definitely was a more dramatic look for a female participant here, but I'm not too unhappy about it. And then into the edit. I mean, I don't usually talk about editing on this channel, but this is a big part of my job and what I do. So something that I've been doing as a little freebie for my clients is just throwing in some social cuts. I mean, it's quite easy to divide a video up into 3 or 5 different cut downs, and then I'm just repurposing it here for a 4-5 LinkedIn cut down. You can see I'm just kind of copying and pasting the position of each of the clips and then creating different folders for Facebook and Instagram cut downs, which are vertical, and then for LinkedIn. And these are just cropped in on the main deliverable, which are these landscape videos. You can see exactly what I'm saying about the far side of my subjects' faces in these interviews. The shadow side is just way too dark. Really contrasty images, and particularly because I was using harsh lighting for those first 2 as well, like quite strong backlight. So trying to lean away from that dramatic look, particularly for these corporate video projects, and just fill in more of that side of the face. But it's always cool to see my work on one of my clients' websites, and I think they're happy with the video. So it's been really nice to continue refining my interview setups like this.